Welcome. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, so today it's about the exact order to build wealth. Okay, because most people are just trying to build wealth, but they're doing it the wrong way. Thank you, Ify. Thank you. That's why I'm joining a little bit late today because, it's just been so busy, family and all of that. Thank you so much for the beautiful message. Thank you. Yeah, so we're talking about most people try to build wealth, but they are doing it the wrong order. They invest first, right? They invest first, and then fix their finances later, which is the wrong thing because you're supposed to do it the other way, which is basically to fix your finance first and then invest after, right? I'm all about investing, right? Everybody knows about that. I'm all for investing. However, you need to fix your finances first before you can even start saying you're investing. You don't have any business. So today, let's talk about most people are trying, the exact order to build wealth, building wealth the right way. So let's keep tapping out the live. Let's share the live and the YouTube community. Welcome as well. Today's my birthday. You probably have seen that, but I just wanted to share with my people, right? To share with my people, we're going to keep it short because I do have a whole lot to do with family and friends and all of that. But super excited to be here as well. So welcome. Most people are trying to build wealth, right? But they're doing it in the wrong order. That's what we're talking. So how do we fix that? Developer, how are you? Thank you so much. Thank you. Are you all prepped for the birthday gift, right? Which is on Saturday. Saturday, we are all going to be learning about real estate and learning it for free, right? I am super excited to add value to build some more people. If your goal is to scale in real estate, you've bought one rental property, or you probably use your first primary residence and you bought another one and you automatically use that as a rental, right? That's why a lot of people, that's how they get to have rental, right? It's not like they intended to. If that's and you have been stuck since then this is an opportunity for you to scale. And for those that have not, you've never even bought at all, or you don't even know what we are talking about, join. You find the link in the bio right there. It's free. So welcome. We're talking about how to build wealth in the exact order, the right one. Most people are trying to build wealth, but they are doing it in the wrong order. What does this mean? They invest first and then they fix finances later. This is just the wrong way. And if you haven't followed, you haven't subscribed on YouTube, consider doing that right now because this is going to be a beautiful one. I'm spending my birthday with you guys today. It's my birthday. So if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology, and I help professionals build wealth the right way. One of the biggest issues that we have is not that people are making money. People make this money, but the issue is the structure, the lack of system. And one of the issues that we always see is people are building it the wrong way, right? They start with investing, okay? I mean, they'll start, they get a job and the next thing they jump straight into investing. No. But then they think about fixing their investment. Hey, Moto, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Really appreciate that. That's very nice and kind of everyone. I'm super excited to share this with everyone, my day with everyone, but we'll keep it short. So number one is you're supposed to fix your finances first. It's just like, think about you building. Oleg, thank you so much for that. Think about you building. When you are building a house, whenever you're building, number one, the first thing that happens is you have the foundation, right? Then you dig the foundation, then you layer it, you concrete it, then you start building, right? And then you put the roof in and then every other thing, cosmetics after. However, think about it, you do not fix the foundation, no foundation, you just start building, right? Construct, putting mountain blocks or putting the wood on top of each other. What's going to happen to the house? It gets to crumble. And that's why a lot of people struggle with their finances, even though they are making a lot of money, they are making decent money because they are fixing, they don't fix oh yeah, so let's said collapse. Yes, that is recipe for failure. So at times it's not about that income. It's not about you are not doing any, you are doing it right. You realize that, you know what, I'm investing. People said invest. People said invest. I am investing, right? People said get a good job. My parents said go to school, get a good job. But then people say invest. I am investing, but it still feels, something is still just wrong. I'm still not building well. Yes, that's because you are building it the wrong way. You're building it the wrong way. Awesome. So welcome everyone. Welcome. Thank you for sharing and thank you for tapping out the live. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the follow. Hi Stephanie. Thank you for all for joining. And today's my birthday. Today is my birthday, guys, and I'm excited about that. I'm feeling well. I'm feeling. Ibinzu said, just asking. I'm feeling well. How are you as well? So great, great. So basically, motto, you are. Do you mean to get that? Do you mean to, because I could accept you and I don't know, maybe they have something to say. Um, but yeah, so basically, if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please do that. And to also have the TikTok community right here. Today, we are talking about why most people, they're trying to build wealth, but they are doing it the wrong order, right? Yeah, they're doing it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, but we will really do the birthday on Saturday when we are in class teaching about real estate and you are learning. Because my goal is always for you for me to add value. That gives me joy. That's the birthday package or celebration for me, right? Whenever I add value and I see results, that's when it's, I'm overly excited about that. So perfect, perfect. But thank you all for the birthday wishes. So most of the time, they'll start investing, but then they realize that instead of them fixing their finances, and you understand the reason why it is important to lay your foundation, which is fix your finances first before you start investing. We're going to talk through that. Yeah, because that, if you miss it up, you realize that you stay stuck. We definitely would stay stuck. So let me show you the exact order. And some of you might have heard this before. Some people might have heard this before. Number one, in terms of order, number one is your income stability. Your income is the first tool. I call it, because there are five of them. Let's use this. Let's use one of my favorite things that I like to use, right? Right? These are some technology, AI, something, yeah, cybersecurity stuff. Yeah, so think about it. The first thing is your foundation is your income, right? Because except you got lottery or you won jackpot, your income, you always start with your income, and that's why you went to school, you got a skill, and that's why this is very, very important. The link for the Zoom meeting, it's already Rufi. If you register, have you registered for the class? If you register for the class, you should have received an email. Did you register for the class? Okay. So did you receive an email? From the email, you should have received that email. Then you got another email yesterday. We'll get another email tomorrow again, right? If you have registered. It's automated. It's in the email when you register. Please let me know if any other person got the link or you're having issue with the link, because I know that you would get it from Money Talk with Dr. Lina, but it's sent from Nestute. Money Talk with Dr. Lina, you would get that email, and that from that email you would see the link. It will come. You get one email that confirms your registration. Then you should have gotten another email yesterday as a reminder telling you it's 5 days to go. And inside that email, you will have the link to the Zoom. Yes, you should. And then it also has two links of videos that you need to watch. Two other links that you need to watch. Okay, check the spam, please. Yeah, check. And let me know if you are still having issues. Awesome. Any other person having issues with the training, put it in the comment. Let me know. Let me know. All right. And I hope everyone already registered. I hope we all registered. So first is income stability. So fix your income first. That's the first one. Fix your income. And how do you do this? Either you increase your income, getting another skill set, right? Getting not going back to college, but getting a skill set, so you can get some free training on Coursera. You can get a free training on Harvard Business School. There's so many, and you can even get free training on the street of YouTube or interestingly, even on TikTok. You get free training right there. And trust me, employers, I can tell you because I have been in an executive, that level of position as a vice president, right? I would employ somebody that you have your first degree, but then you can do this, you can do that, you are good at Excel because you have learned Excel. I would hire that person over somebody that just, has 5 degrees, but those 5 degrees, when it's time for you to do the job, you can't do it. So employers often, they always pay for the skill. That's what, and most people make that mistake. Employers pay for the skill. It's not those big certificates or whatever, even though that helps, but you need to ensure that you understand the skills or have the skills that comes with it. So, having said that, so that's income is very key, and that's how you don't have to go back and get a college loan or anything. You don't need to do that. You can simply do some free training, get certain certification. I did that 13 years ago, increasing my income by 30,000 within 5 months. And that's the same reason why I can tell you this, right? So the second part of the other way is that you can supplement your income, right? You can basically get another, do some other things, rental arbitrage, Toro, I've mentioned, or any other ways that, so far it's legitimate, any other ways that you can actually increase that income. It's also another way, right? So you have your job, have a skill set, and then think about side income. That's how you can increase your income, right? That's how, because income is what is going to help you in that journey. The income, even though I say 9 to 5, do not kill yourself on 9 to 5, to have a timeline and all of that. However, that income is the first tool. Remember, financial freedom is the goal. The money part of it is just a tool to achieve financial freedom. So always think about it that way. Your goal is not money. The goal is financial freedom. So, and how can you get money? You can actually get money either by trading your time for money, right? That's one way. Or you have your money working for you, okay? When you have your money working for you, that's when you have the financial freedom, because it doesn't require you're not trading your time for money. It's your money that is working for you, and that is simply in definition, that is what financial freedom is, right? So income is the engine of wealth, right? It's called a wealth engine for a reason. It just helps you to get started. Number two is, so the first is income. Number two is the emergency fund. This one is very important, and you understand the reason why. 30,000 employees were laid off last week from Oracle. 30,000 people. Some of them they had their last paycheck. What they had was maybe whatever paycheck that, or whatever severance that they were given, which is maybe I think they gave them 4 weeks or something of severance. Just imagine that, and with the way the job market is right now and all of that, imagine they don't have any other savings elsewhere, because they've been using their money to fund depreciating lifestyle liability, or maybe life has happened, or maybe they lack the education, they do not have the financial literacy to have this emergency fund. Trust me, a lot of people do not have this emergency fund. There's some statistics that says that most Americans, especially Americans, they are just one paycheck away from getting on the street. One paycheck. So, and it's not anybody's fault. It's because in school we were not taught this. We were not taught to we were taught to get the skill, right? But we were not taught to manage it and build wealth, right? We weren't taught that. So that might be the reason, right? So how do you avoid it? Have an emergency fund, because you don't own that job. Even if your parents own that job, it's still not yours. You're not a business owner. You are just an employee. So far they control your money or your income, your livelihood. You want to make sure that you have a backup plan. Emergency fund simply means backup. In case there's an emergency, in case there's a job loss, in case life happens, right? I can still take care of myself for another 3 months or 6 months, because that is the only time you can re-strategize and get yourself together. I told you of a story of a guy that was almost in foreclosure because they lost their job, and until he had everything with him in his hands to be able to move on with life, but because He doesn't have, he couldn't, his bills were like overwhelming and all of that. He couldn't even think. And it literally took me sitting down with this person and saying that, okay, having a strategic session. I said, okay, what do you have? And the guy is driving a Tesla. And I said, okay, why can't you ride a Tesla and use it for Uber? And he said, oh, gave 1 million reasons why. But guess what? It wasn't a case of he doesn't want to use the car, but it was a case of he could not even think, because the only thing a man is thinking, as a breadwinner, the only thing he's thinking is, oh my goodness, they could throw my family out tomorrow. Oh, what's going to happen? My kids need to feed. All of those things are what comes to the person's mind and beclouds the person's judgment. He will not see beyond that. So, but what does emergency fund do? Emergency fund will help you to like, okay, you know what? Pump the brakes, relax, reset. It's just a bump on the road, and then let's skip over this bump. That's what emergency fund does for you. So instead of you going to incur interest, high interest debt, where people would use credit card and start maxing out their credit card, you would have seen that people start maxing out credit card. People start taking ridiculous loans, like all those payday loans that is like at a ridiculous amount. Your emergency fund sits in one account, in an IU savings account. So you're wondering what IU savings account is? Just a regular bank account, your regular bank account that is giving you at between 3 to 6%. That's what you get from that account versus your regular account right now, right? Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, okay, or whatever you have in your country that is like the main banks. They are all the same thing, right? They'll give you 0.01%. I know, because that's the return I was getting with Bank of America. And on top of that, they will charge you maintenance fee every single month. Okay. So instead of that, you are opening an IU savings account, and you can simply go online right now and check best IU savings account in April 2026. And right there, you will find it. And you put your emergency fund, start with 1 month. 1 month of what? 1 month of your basic needs, right? Basic needs. So you have your and what are those basic needs? Housing, which is rent or mortgage, okay? Transportation, this could be car note, gas, or bus pass, whatever that transports you from one point A to B, right? And there is also your groceries you have to feed. Feeding is an important part of life. So that is the other part. And then, of course, you have utilities. Utilities, you need the lights to be on, you need water, you need heat, you need all of those basic things. Remember, I did not talk about those Lobotini shoes. I didn't talk about that right now. I didn't talk about clothes, because you can still survive without buying clothes for a month. Without buying clothes for 2 months or 3 months, you can definitely survive. It's not your priority at that point in time. I mean, definitely not the priority of this what's it called, of the 30,000 people that were laid off, right? And emergency fund is not just for excuse me, emergency fund is not just for job loss, or it's not for that. It could also be, life happens, people lose their job, I mean, not jobs, people, there's a car repairs, okay? Car repairs is one thing, right? Health issues, things happen, right? But it's just going to give you the cushion whenever the emergency arises, right? Because we know things happen, and it's not that it's never going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. So you prepare for the raining day, right? Prepare for the raining day, that okay, whenever it happens, I am super ready. This is there. But guess what? Every money that you have needs to have a job. So every dollar that you have must be working for you. Okay, so that's why it is very important that, okay, this money is not just sitting in one account, not generating anything, but it is seated in your IU savings account. Absolutely important. IU savings account gives about 3 to 6%. So Capital One gives about 3.3%. So if you are one person that likes your Bank of America, you like to go into the bank and all of that, Capital One is there for you, 3.3%. And then you will get $300. If you $300 or something, sign up, whatever. If you want the link, let me know. I'll send it to you. DM me and I'll send it to you. There is SoFi 4%. There's Vero 5%. So you can choose anyone. But guess what? What is most important is Start with 1 month of emergency fund in there, and then you increase it to 3 to 6 months, right? That is the goal, 3 to 6 months. So in case anything happens, you are good for 3 to 6 months. And thank you all. Can we tap out the live? Thank you all for tapping out the live, and thank you for subscribing on YouTube if you haven't. If you haven't, we're talking about how to build wealth the right way, the right order, because if you are just joining and you're just wondering what's going on, what are we talking about here? First, today is my birthday, yay! But we're talking about the exact order to build wealth. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong. A lot of people get it wrong. They start with, they get a job and they go straight into investing instead of them to fix their income, right? They first of all have to fix their finance, right? Fixing finance requires you to make sure that your income is stable, right? Your income is stable. Two that we are talking about right now is the emergency fund, 3 to 6 months, to prevent you, because this is going to prevent you from going into debt. It's going to prevent you from going into debt. That's why it's very important. So before you grow money, you need to protect it. Protection comes first. That's the reason why most of the time you hear me talk about generational wealth. You hear me talk about, long-term wealth. You hear me talk about protection first, right? Yes, because protection first, that's number one before we even start building. Because there's no way, remember, we talked about the foundation. What can the righteous do if the foundation is already weak? What can he do? Right? So we understand that. So and then after emergency fund, right? Emergency fund, we now talk about debt payoff. Debt payoff is the third one. A lot of people, this is where they get it wrong. They jump straight to, okay, even if they miss these two, emergency fund and the debt payoff. Those two, and they jump straight into investing. Trust me, if you jump the debt payoff, let me tell you, you don't have any business in investing if you have high interest debts. What are high interest debts? Any debts above 10%. So it just shows you that your mortgage will be eliminated. Your mortgage is not going to be inclusive here, right? But any other debt, your car note that is less than 10% will not be inclusive here, is not in this category. But what is included? All those high interest, all those credit card that you are using and you are not paying off within the billing cycle. I hope some of us know that those interests, some of them are as high as 27%, 29%, 32%. Somebody said our own was 32%. You know what that means? For every 1,000, that is 300. You are paying an interest of $300 to $320. That's what you are paying. That is absolutely ridiculous, because there's no wealth that you can build if you are 33% or 30% of your income or whatever. You are paying an interest of 30-something percent for something that is not generating anything for you. There's no way. That is the reasons why some people are really stuck when it comes to their finances. That's the reason right there. Because even I bet you some people never knew that the APR or APY is that high. They don't even know what the APR is. APR is your interest per year. That's what it is. So anytime you use a credit card and it goes past the billing cycle, the person, the lender, you are the slave to the borrower is always the slave to the lender, right? You are paying, you are somebody's investment. That's what it means. That investment you want to go and do, you are somebody's investment. Because if anybody wants to give me 27% right now, 28%, I will take it gladly. That's what you are basically doing. You are working hard, but then you are paying 28%, 30%. That is, and some people, their credit card is like 10,000. So think about it. On an annual basis, it means that you are paying 3,200 or 3,000 or 2,800. That is what you are paying every single month. And you are wondering, how come I don't have money? Yes, you won't have money because you are paying, you are paying 3,200 that you did not know, or 2,800 that you did not know. And some people have 1, 2, 3, 4 credit cards like that. But then they are busy focused on investing. That is the reason. I guess there is some aha moment here. Like, ooh, okay. Yes, I know. I get that every time. Yes. But that's how you, first of all, you have to focus on eliminating high interest debt, any debt above 10%. So credit cards, high interest loan, all those payday loans, they are the worst. So the way they are even calculated, they are way, they are terrible. So you want to make sure that you take care of that first. So how do you take care of them? Snowball method. There are 3 methods, or 4 or 5, right? To the last one, I always try to avoid it, right? But the first 3, there's a snowball method, there's avalanche method, there is what's it called? There's debt consolidation. Those 3, debt consolidation, those 3, any of those 3 can use it. I always recommend the first 2. Snowball method. What does snowball method mean? Snowball method simply means that if you have credit card balances, or you have loan balances, multiple of them, right? Regardless of the one, look for the one with the least balance, right? The least balance, and pay that one first, right? Regardless of the interest rate, even if it has the highest interest or lowest interest rate, that's the one you are going to tackle first. And then what this helps you to do is it helps you have some form of motivation and self-actualization. Think about it. When you achieve something, you are excited, right? You're like, oh, I can do this. I pay the first one, then I can pay the others. That's what it makes you do, right? It's more of a psychological thing. The avalanche method, on the other hand, says that use the one with the highest interest, regardless of the balance. Highest interest, 32%, 28%, 21%. Go after the 32%, because that one has the highest interest. Okay? And because it has the highest interest, it's going to put more money in your pocket. Because remember, this is, just think about it, on a $10,000, you are paying $3,200, and on or 22,000, right? On a 20%. So think about it, it's going to put some more money in your pocket. However, it might take a longer time. Okay? So any of that method, or the other one that people also do, debt consolidation. I always, if you are not disciplined and you have not corrected what brought you into the debt situation, then you don't have any business with debt consolidation, because it's almost going to be like a reclass. It's almost like you basically combine you combine everything, all of your loans, you put them together and you give it to one person, right? And then that one person would reduce it, negotiate with them, they reduce the rate, but then you're also going to be paying a transfer fee. So it could be counterproductive if you are not intentional with paying that back. So you have to and some of them, the beauty of debt consolidation could be, you could actually get it at a 0 interest for another 1 year or 2 years. So you end up, if you're able to pay off quickly, you end up paying at 0 interest, right? And only pay transfer fee. Okay, that's the only thing that you pay, and you are paying it off within, attack it, and you get it done. So these also put some good money in your pocket. And I hope we all know that you can actually negotiate your credit cards. You can actually go to your credit card company and tell them, can you reduce my interest rate? And just see, the best they can say is no, right? And tell them that, you know what, I have, especially people that, maybe they're having a job loss or whatever. Go to them, even with your mortgage, go to them and tell them. They call it hardship, whatever. Go to them and explain. They will just provide evidence when it comes to mortgages, and they might reduce your interest or even delay your payment for a certain month. Those are, strategy. That doesn't eliminate your problem, but it just reduces what you have. Thank you all for tapping out the like. Can we tap out the like? Share again. Rufi, Olebs, Moto, Rosie, Myalistic, Bellevue. Yeah, and everyone here on YouTube. We have TikTok and YouTube here side by side. So that's why. Talk about productivity and, of course, talk about efficiency. That's why we do that. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. And let's keep tapping out the live. Let's tap out the live. Can we get it then to... It's my birthday, so, having more people. Oh, Oleps is driving. Please. We don't need you. We don't need you. Safety first. Yeah? Guys, I love you guys. I genuinely love every one of you, right? So I don't want anything. And we don't want the police to to pull you over, right? So we don't want to do that. Safety first, right? Protection and safety first. But for every other person that is not driving, can we keep tapping out the life? Thank you so much for that. And thank you for subscribing if you haven't. We're talking about, how the exact order to build wealth and why most people get this wrong. Yeah. Why most people get this wrong. That's what we are talking about. And if you have not registered for the real estate training, it's almost around the corner. It's almost going to be, the class is almost going to be, it's almost full already. I think we just have a few slots and it's over. So do not say that I did not help you. Did not say Dr. Lina, because I know that whenever the class is sold out, that's when people would say, oh, I didn't know. Okay. So debt payoff is very, very important. Debt payoff is very important. And by the way, for those that have registered, there was an email sent to you yesterday to go on YouTube. There is a training that you need to, two trainings or videos, like two videos that you need to watch to get you ready for the class. You will find it right there. Yeah, it's my latest video and one other video. So you want to watch that and make sure you also subscribe while you are in the process. And do not forget to also follow on Instagram as well. Follow on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Yeah. Do not forget to do that. All right. So debt payoff is the second thing, right? I mean, the third thing in terms of you building your foundation. Now, I call the first three things building foundation. Income, right? Second thing is what? Number one is income. Two is debt payoff, emergency fund. Three is debt payoff. And let's keep tapping out the life. Can we please tap out the life? Can we do that? Ola, no, Rufi, Motto, Belleville, Mayalistic, can we tap out the life? And can we power share? Let's, so that we can recycle this and get some more people here to come learn this. Yeah, press my forehead on the screen right there. You see all of your contact and let's share with all of them. I'll do the same thing right here. I would do the same thing one time so that I can. Yeah, let's just do that one time because I know that this is not my regular time, so let me just do that. Okay. All right. Yeah, hopefully that helps. I just wanted to make sure that we're adding as much value as possible. As much value. Okay. All right. Okay, now I sent that over. And while we keep tapping and we're sharing the life. So debt payoff is the other one. Okay. And then we now go straight into investing. This is where your money starts working for you. This is the sweet spot. And this is where people always jump into and get burned. And if you're not careful, you got burned like me. I got burned, lost close to like 100,000 grand. That's what in dollars, not in another currency, by the way. In dollars, that's how much I lost. Kenzo, thank you for tapping out the life. That's how much I lost, right? And that's why, I can talk about it today, because of course, I've tried to, it has taught me differently. I've learned a lot differently since then. So investing, what is investing? You probably would have heard investing, I'm investing in this, I'm investing in that. Investing simply means that you are making your money to work for you, okay? And they're different in terms of the millionaires, multimillionaires and the billionaires. The investment can be in the stock market, right? Investment can be in real estate. Investment can be in businesses, right? Any form of business, those are different kind of ways that you can actually invest, right? So, because it requires you to put your money to work, basically. Investment you put your money to work and you get returns on it. And this is when, at this point, when you put your money towards an investment and it starts generating money, trust me, that is when you get financial freedom. That is when the financial freedom comes. That's where you get putting your money in an asset, investing, buying an asset, and then it generates money for you. Anything that generates money from you is an asset. Anything that takes money away from you, right? That is a liability. So a car that you use to drive to work, that Mercedes, like I always say, that's a liability, right? And of course, a house that you are using on a rental, that is an asset, right? So different, just think about it, that your purse, right? That it's not, you just took money away from you. That is a liability because it's not generating any money for you. But then, even though it's a purse that is supposed to, you put money, there's money, but it doesn't generate anything. But then the other part of it is what's it called? Your your real estate, or you do a business, it generates money for you. Okay. ETFs, right? Stock, it generates money for you. If you see people that bought, when we were talking last week, some people bought, I was telling us to, I was talking about VO and they said 585 was what it is. Guess what it is today? It's already 620 the last time that I checked it. 620. And somebody was saying, who was that person that was saying, you know what, I believe it's going to go lower, I'm watching the market. No. So if you have bought one unit, you would have gotten $45, right? $45 or $50 is what you would have got. Now think about, you have gotten multiple units. But guess what? If you were doing dollar cost averaging and you were just buying, the market is high, the market is low, you would have reduced your average at that time, and you would have still been able to win. When it comes to right now, you would have been on top of it, and it's still growing. So that is the, that $40, $50 I'm talking about, that is return on your investment. That is, like, that is how that is what is giving you cash flow for financial freedom, right? The financial freedom, because it doesn't require you to work. It's your money that is working in this situation. So having said that, let's explain. S&P 500 is the one. Everybody knows S&P 500 by now. If you have met me, you already know. It's top 500 companies in the United States. And for me, I always talk about, I'm not one of those people that will talk about day trading. I talk about long-term investing, which is what I would also recommend for a lot of us. I don't talk about options trading because I do not do risky plays. I've lost money. Then I do not do penny stocks. So I do, baskets of fund, ETFs, right? And why? Because when you go on Google, if you go on Google right now, go on ChatGPT and ask, where does the wealthy, meaning the multimillionaires and the billionaires, where do they put their money? It's this ETF, right? It's everything other than day trading, everything other than options trading, everything other than penny stocks. They put it in things that are solid with track record. Solid track record is where they put their money. Okay, so it's S&P 500. Why is it solid? It's top 500 companies in the United States. Amazon, Google, Meta, all of those kind of big companies, right, are the ones in there. Coca-Cola, all of the top company. Yeah, thank you. Finance 101 said keep preaching. Absolutely. We'll keep preaching until everybody gets there when it comes to, becoming a millionaire or becoming wealth building or gaining your financial freedom, because that's the goal, right? So having said that, we are going to you're going to actually have your money in an S&P 500, because it's a basket of so many stocks inside one basket. Instead of you buying individual stocks, that is very risky, that it could go down, it could go up. You're not God, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? We don't know. Up until last night, nobody knew that there's going to be a ceasefire of 2 weeks, right? Recommended between both parties that are, and the Strait of Hormuz was going to be open for a little bit or whatever. Nobody knew that was going to happen, right? But guess what? It happened. What if it was the other way around? The market would have tanked today. So since you don't have any control over that, you have control over the things that you have control over. And that's where the S&P 500 helps you to do, because it helps you to diversify your risk, right? It helps you. You started your life insurance again. Okay. Yeah, it helps you to diversify your risk, right? Finance 101, we are not talking about insurance again. I'm not even going to get it. So it helps you to diversify your risk. That's what ETFs helps you to do, because you can spread your risk across the like the entire stock market. You can actually buy, even with your $1, with your $100, $50 or whatever. You buy all of the stocks, right? Or you can buy the top 1,000, because we always hear S&P 500. There's also S&P or top 1,000 companies. There's international. You can buy the entire global. You can buy VTI. You can, like all of the different. It just helps you to diversify your portfolio, and then it helps you to spread your risk. So instead of you losing your money to one stock, you're not losing your money to one stock. You have multiple. You're right. You have multiple, that, okay, if one goes down, the other ones are up, right? S&P 500, it's IVV, SPY, VOO. Those three we talk about, and they've all done well, right? They've all done well. Okay, so because the difference between them, they track the same thing. The only thing different is what is who owns it, which brokerage firm. Brokerage SPY is State Street, VOO is Vanguard, IVV BlackRock. That's just the difference, and maybe their fee structure might just be different. 0.02 to 0.036, really, really significantly minute. And then the only other thing is that you cannot even compare it to a managed account. Managed portfolio, you are going to be paying 1% to 1.5%. Ridiculous. So 0.01, it's nothing, right? It's nothing. It's just about what your Bank of America will give you in a whole year. So, yeah. So S&P 500 is a very good one. Another place where I put money when it comes to investing is QQQM. That is Nasdaq 100. It's returned 18 to 22%. S&P 500 has returned between 8 to 12%. But even though the Nasdaq 100 is higher, so is the risk. Okay, the higher the risk, the higher the return. You probably would have heard that. Higher the risk, higher the return. Now, then the other one that I put money is that I talk about is SCHD. SCHD is dividend ETF. All of these are dividends. All of these are ETFs, right? You remember, ETF is exchange traded funds, or they can also be called index funds. One is you can trade it during the day like a stock. ETF, you can trade it like a normal stock. You even see whenever you are trading, it will say stocks or ETF, right? On Fidelity, on Robinhood, you would see there. But index fund, it's at the end of the day, right? If you buy it now, it's when it settles. So it's not like immediate. So I like the ETFs. For me, I just like the ETF, but both of them are okay, right? Both of them. The track, if it's S&P 500, for Fidelity Index Fund, S&P 500 is FXAIAX, thereabout. That's what it is. That's the ticker symbol. Whichever one is fine, right? So the thing about it is dividends is also a good one, right? These tracks the top dividend companies, dividend paying company. What is dividends? Dividends is simply you having partly sharing profit, right? So the company that you invest in, they make profit, so they share it with you. Aside from the fact that you're experiencing growth, you're experiencing value in terms of the increment, right? This return of 18%, 8% we're talking about. You are also going to be getting some dividend profit sharing every single month, or every single every single month. So with like an SCHD, right? Also, that's the ticket symbol, and basically that one is just all of the top top 100 dividend paying companies. These companies like a Procter and Gamble are paid dividends for the past 100 years. How do I know? Because I worked there for 8 years, right? It's a very, very solid company. Johnson and Johnson, you see companies like that pay dividend consistently, non-stop for 100 years and above. You will find them in the dividends portfolio. In terms of growth, right? It doesn't grow, like the return is not. It's always like it's not. But you are getting dividends, and and it's also growing. So that's the beauty of dividend. So you want to spread it, because you might be like, okay, so which one should I buy? I know some people are already picking and choosing. I think I like that 18%, that is 19, is a lot of money. Why should I go and take 8 to 10%, 8 to 12% when there's 18 to 22%? That's also the risk. The day the day it goes down, that's the way your portfolio is going to go down as well. The higher the risk, the higher the return, right? The lower the risk, the lower the return. That's always remember that, right? So that is how you, those three. Then the other one is REIT. I typically do not do REIT, because REIT is basically ETF for real estate. ETF for real estate, that's REIT. Okay, so you can also buy that. And what does that mean? You see all of those tall buildings, office spaces, malls, some restaurants, some retail stores, some movie theaters. They are owned by firms. They are owned by companies, actually. They are owned by developing companies, they are owned by property companies, and they are also listed on the US Stock Exchange, or they are also listed as well. So they use your money from the people, general people, from the public, to actually fund it, right? So you can also buy that. That's because, why do I talk about all of this? You spread your risk. Think about it. If technology is not doing well, right? Remember, NASDAQ 100, technology is not doing well. But then you have S&P 500 that has everything top 500. If S&P 500 is not doing well, real estate is doing okay. So you are just spread across, and that is how you build your portfolio. You need to ensure that you balance it. Okay, you balance it. And I'll be hosting, aside from this training of real estate this Saturday, and there will be a training on or hands-on investing, right? Hands-on smart investing, where we buy ETFs and all of that. We do it in that class. How you do it and all of that, we will do it in that class. Okay, so expect that. We'll talk more about it in the real estate trading. We'll talk more about it. If you can still do it this April, that would be absolutely amazing. So at least you have the two wealth building tools, right? The two major wealth investing tool, which is, of course, smart investing and real estate. Those are the two major ones, right? So how do you make sure that how do we sign up again? Sign up for which one? Real estate, you'll find it in my bio. You find real estate in my bio. I'll show you after. Yeah. Okay. I'll show you after how to sign in, how to get in. I'll show you after. So the only thing is that you need to be consistent. Yeah. We need to all be consistent, and how do you stay consistent? That's what we'll do in that class, because you are going to set it up. Automation, you deduct, even if it's $50, if it's $10, you will deduct it every single month. It's not you. You set it up with your bank. They deduct this amount from your account every single month, or every single paycheck. Then it buys automatically. You set up what you want to buy. You buy it. I mean, it's not you buying it. The system is going to buy it. It is called automation, and you set it, you forget it. A lot of times you realize that investment, the money that you say you don't have for investment, you'll be so surprised that the money was right there all along waiting for you to actually spend. It's just because you have not given the money a job. Because if you don't give money a job, do you know that money finds its way? Trust me, there's one family member or one friend that would remember that, oh, you know what? I actually need, my son is doing a birthday party. Your own son did not do birthday party, but they will remember their own son is doing birthday party. And then it's that your money that is meant for your investment that you're supposed to use to pay yourself. That's what you would use to sponsor that birthday party. Because you're not using your money. So somebody else would use it for you. Okay, so we are going to be stopping that, all right, with the investors. So automation and consistency. This is going to help you. Automation will help you to stay consistent. It will force you. Is that like a force? There's something called forced appreciation, but this is like a forced consistency, right? You will be consistent, right? Because now you don't, either you look at it or you don't look at it. it's going to take the money out of your account every single month, and it's going to buy on your behalf every single paycheck. Wealth is built through consistency, not timing. All right, not timing. Especially now with the whole lot of volatility that we are seeing in the market. Today is up, tomorrow is down. It's like bipolar right now, right? So you don't even want to, just keep buying the same thing. Keep buying, right? Keep buying, because I know in another 2 weeks they are going to, chances are that they will not have another deadlock. The US and Iran, the chances that they won't have another deadlock is almost like, because they're like two different, I can't even deal, like two different stubborn countries that it's just like China and the US. I can't even deal. Anyway, so then the next one, so the second one, the third one, like I said, number one is what? All right, to build wealth the right way. The first foundation, income stability, right? Number two is what? Right? Two is emergency fund in your IU savings account. Three, because for those people that just joined, debt payoff is the third one. Then number four is investing, and that's what we just talked about in ETFs, not individual stocks, right? If you want to choose your individual stock, please go do your research before you buy it. I mean, I can invest in a Procter & Gamble because I worked there and I know I've done my research, and plus it has paid dividend for the past 100 years. Trust me, I have wised up now after losing 100,000. I have what's enough. After losing 100,000. And then the next thing that which is, I call it wealth acceleration. This is going to, you see, if you are in terms of child growth, there is the time when the child needs to crawl, right? And there's the time when the child needs to walk, and then there's the time when the child needs to run or will start running, right? That is what real estate does for you. Running, speed. It gives you speed, give you acceleration in your wealth building journey. Trust me, if you start from income and you jump into real estate, trust me, you are going to you are missing it, right? Because, and I'll tell you the reason why. I'm not going to talk so much. Okay, let's talk about real estate quickly, because we are the whole of Saturday and Sunday, 2 hours, 3 hours we're going to be spending. So about 6 hours this weekend is what we're spending on real estate. So I'll just talk quickly for those that have not registered. I'll be on the sideline. I've not registered because, yeah, number one, real estate is the only asset class that pays you in 4 different ways. Gives you 4 paychecks, 4 solid paychecks. Number one, you're wondering what paycheck. Number one is you find a property, you use the tenant's money to pay the bank. So you get the leverage from the bank to buy the property, and then you use the tenant's money to pay the bank. Now, on top of using the tenant's money to pay the bank, there's always leftover, right? So think about it. You have a property, you bought a property for 200,000 using the bank's money. The 1% rule in real estate, the rent should be about $2,000 thereabout. So that $2,000, whenever the mortgage will be lower than that $2,000. Let's say the mortgage is $1,500. $1,500 minus $2,000, that is $500. That $500 right there. That $500 right there is your cash flow. That is, it doesn't require you to work. You don't need to lift your finger. $500 is coming every month, right? Think about it. If you have 5 properties, that's $2,500 a month without lifting a finger. It doesn't require your time. No time required. So that's about $700 every single, or $650 thereabout for every single week, right? For you not to work. That is cash flow. That's the beauty. Add that with if you have dividends or whatever. Think about it right there. Now, or you double it or something. So cash flow is one. The number 2 is equity. So every single time that you pay $1,500 to the bank, you're not dashing the bank money. You are paying them. You are reducing how much loan that you have in that property. I mean, that mortgage, you are reducing it. So if you have 30 years mortgage or 15 years mortgage, if you are paid, if your tenant you've rented it for 5 years or 10 years, it means that using the tenant's money, you have paid a whole 10 years of your loan, of your mortgage with the tenant's money. Absolutely amazing. Who owns the property? It's you. But guess what? You are using the tenant's money to pay. And that's why I always tell people, whenever they are telling you or somebody is deceiving you and say rent versus buy, you should rent a home, it's always just better for you to rent that. They are just deceiving you. That person doesn't love you. The person loves Dr. Lina because I have houses that somebody has been there 7 years, 8 years. I mean, different people, 8 years. I told them the story of a man that paid me literally paid $28,000 was what I got. 20 because he paid a whole year and 2 months, right? To a whole year, rent is $2,000. Paid a whole year. Using property manager, we talk about that in class, but no. Except you have multiple. Even me with double-digit real estate portfolio, I am still managing it by myself. Except the condition to using property manager for me, right? The only reason why we use property manager, number one, the property manager must be absolutely amazing because a lot of them, trust me, they are full of BS. That's the truth of the matter. They won't even take care of it as much as you when you handle it. The second part of it, especially when you are just starting, is it helps you build your knowledge, right? Because think about it, if you outsource the property, whatever, how do you know that, okay, how do you build your contact of plumber, this person, all of those, how do you build your own contact? But property manager becomes useful if you are buying out of state, okay? You want somebody that is there that will be going to do inspection. And even some of these property managers, do you know that they don't do inspections? They don't. That's why you see some houses, tenants will leave the house and they will say the house is trashed from top to bottom, or the person is a hoarder. And I'm like, how is that possible? How is that even possible? Because if you are there, if you're in the person's business, like you are there 3 months, you are there 6 months, there's no reason. They already know that this person don't joke. It's either they are forced out because they don't want you in their business. So property manager, it depends on the case. If it's out of state, absolutely by all means. Yeah, that's what I leave out of, okay. I only have one renter there. Yes, they're absolutely expensive. Although you can actually discuss with them and look for one. There's some that are just like flat fee, some that are like percentage. They're like, just negotiate and just look around, check with. What I recommend is always, number one thing that everyone should do here, look for real estate organization within, not organization, clubs, network, real estate network, either your Facebook or your city. Just go on Google and just connect with them. From there, like there's one, I'm in multiple of them here. There's one that you can also join, and I think I'll share, like BRR. You can find it on Facebook. Raise your question, put your question there on Facebook, and just say, oh, you know what, I'm dealing with this in property manager. What's like the ideal rate, right? What's the ideal rate this person is charging? Or then you would start saying, or do you have any recommendation? Just put it there. And all those network and all those real estate connect, do not despise it. Go, if you have the time, just go there and you meet people. You meet wholesalers, especially where you can get discounts, right? Oh, don't you see? They said you are as good as your net worth is a function of your network. Net worth is a function of your network. So if you have the solid network, your chances of succeeding, increases your net worth, basically. Okay, awesome. So one is cash flow, like I talked about. Number two is equity. You reduce your bank loan, right? With the tenant's payments every single month. Number three is appreciation. Real estate will double its value every 10 years if you buy it right. That's the clause. Some people bought it wrong. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that in class. You were not, if that property, do not add any emotions to any property. Don't. If it's not working, you look at the numbers, no matter how much you love it, let it go. Go to the next one. But just know that when you want to pull the action or take steps, take the action. If everything looks good, but if something doesn't look right, chances are that the fact that it doesn't look right is very high. I know who was talking about one person was talking about the property she wanted to buy, and it was 125,000, and And I was like, so what's the worth of the property? He said 100,000. So why do you want to buy 125? So things like that. So appreciation is very, 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 very crucial. It is very crucial because that's how cash flow equity, that's some small money, but appreciation, it means that you double your money every 10 years. It means that's basically the property we bought in less than 10 years ago, right? It's already doubled its value, even though it's not yet in year 9. And also, I wanted to also mention it, and we'll probably talk about in class. At times, you see, cash flow and appreciation does have a reverse correlation. Okay, the reverse. Oh, hi, Aurelia. Yeah, it kind of have a reverse correlation. What do I mean by reverse correlation? Your chance when a property appreciates faster, right? Your cash flow might be lower in that case, right? Your cash flow might be lower. And you would understand this. Let me give you an instance. If the higher the price of the home, so 400,000, when it gets to 400,000, those kind of properties might go higher faster. Like, how do I put it? You're welcome, Morella. It would appreciate, in chances of it appreciating faster is very high compared to a $200,000 property. But guess what? For a 400,000 property, your cash flow will be like this. But the 200,000 would have a better cash flow. Because the higher it is in terms of price, what you realize that a lot of people, first of all, a lot of people that want to play within that category can afford to buy their home. So there's a limit to what you can actually use, that you can actually call as your rent. You cannot, it gets to a certain stage where the 1% rule doesn't work anymore. Because you cannot say, okay, because the house is 600,000, then you are now charging 6,000 for a rent on a property. Maybe in California, or maybe in New York, but in most places, no, you cannot. You might still be like 3,200 or 4,000, but then but then the thing about it is that those houses, what you did not enjoy in cash flow, you will enjoy it in appreciation. Okay, what did you not enjoy in cash flow? That's why I said it's like a reverse correlation. What you didn't enjoy in cash flow, you will enjoy it in appreciation, because chances of it appreciating faster is higher. Okay, so that is the appreciation is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. It just helps you to build wealth. That's how you can double your 1 million to 2 million like that without lifting a finger. You're not doing anything. That property is just growing in its value. Okay, or let's say that's my current situation. Yes, but the property is appreciating, right? And 1% rule might not work in that case. So yeah, 1% rule might not just work in that case. So you just need to focus on appreciation in that situation. I have a property that is like that as well. That, okay, for me, this is more about, so far it just covers the mortgage, I'm good, right? But I know that I'm going to enjoy solid appreciation with this one. My benefits, my reward is in another few years. Thank you so much for the roses. Thank you all for tapping out. I really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. And today is my birthday, guys. Today is my birthday. Yay! Don't mind me. I like birthdays. Awesome. So leverage, cash flow, appreciation. We talked about. Okay, he said I was discouraged. No. Okay, well, we talked about it has to be balanced. All right, it has to be balanced. You need to figure out a way that and that's why I said it has to be like that individual deal. So we'll talk about it. We'll look at it. Oh, thank you so much, Buki. Yeah, we look at it. We analyze that particular deal. So it has to make sense, because there's like a thin line. There is a realistic. Thank you. There's a thin line right there, right? There's a thin line right there that we just need to make sure that we do not cross. Right? And then everybody has different goals. Is your goal cash flow, or is your goal that, okay, I don't need that money right now. It's okay. I will just focus on appreciation, right? So far it covers my mortgage, but I know that in less than 10 years, this house is going to double. then you just make choices, just like dividends as well, and value stock, value ETF and dividend. They are two different things, right? Because value, you keep getting the growth, right? But you might not get dividends. But here it's not going to grow as much as sorry, value and growth. Yeah, growth, right? Growth, you will see the growth, but it will not have as much value, because here you're getting dividends, you're getting what's it called? Anyways, I think we understand that. Then the last part of it, so the first one is cash flow, second one is equity, third one is appreciation, and of course the last one, which is the absolutely one beautiful, is taxes, tax deduction. That one is on your own, because it's also a function of if you're earning. So for instance, people that are earning 500,000, or people that are earning 100,000, or you can claim as much as possible, depending on how high your income is, right? So and depending on how many properties, like I'm filing my taxes right now. Guess what? The property tax. So I just spoke with my tax consultant some minutes ago. All I'm going to do is get all of the property. Said, give me the property. I want the property tax, the HOA. So if it's in the HOA community, I like to buy it in HOA. The insurance, the interest, everything. They're going to use it to reduce how much my W2 is. Because on my normal paid day job, I'm a vice president of technology, and of course I also lecture AI in the university. I teach kids, right? So that already gives you an idea. But guess what? How do I reduce this? With this? Because guess what? At the end of the whole day, with all of this income, I might end up not paying anything back, or I might end up that they are going to be paying me back. Because when I think about one property that the taxes in itself is $8,000, right? And another one that is maybe $10,000. By the time I add it and all the taxes is going to about, taxes, HOA and all of that is already going to over close to like 100,000 or 80,000. Then I can use it to reduce what I am paying in taxes. And that's why you see Mr. Donald, or Mr. Donald. That's the reason why he's going to pay $229 on it's ridiculous. You guys need to go and see. There's this video that I have posted on my story on Instagram. You'd see these guys, these ultra well, like they just take care of themselves. Think about it. They would have, they said it has a lawn, golf course, and then just because you put maybe 5 cows or 10 chickens on it, it becomes a farm. And that reduces the your property tax by, I don't know, it's not paying $200 on a millions and millions of property. And there was another one, which I can show it. There was another one, let me see. But it's on my story on Instagram. I wanted us to take a look at it. So whenever I'm talking, because at times people don't believe all these things that I'm saying, like, let me see, where's my story? Okay. By the way, if you have not, okay, let's go here. I've never done, okay. Let's see. So this is my Instagram. Okay. How do I do this?
Hey, I see why y'all keep saying tax the rich. Because when you actually open up that tax code, it just feels illegal. Check this out.
CBS found Donald Trump paid just $277 in property taxes on 195 acres at his Bedminster property. He qualified parts of his golf course as farmland, showing goats, hay, and wood cutting. Steve Forbes, the chairman of Forbes magazine, paid just $2,005 on his 450 acres in New Jersey. He classified his estate as a farm, using cows. In New Jersey, minimal farm activity unlocks property tax cuts of up to 98% on luxury land. Billionaire Charles Johnson did something similar. with his Carolyn's mansion in Hillsborough, California. It was donated to his own private foundation, presented as an open-to-public museum. Reporters found it open only around 2 hours a week. This helped him save over $38 million in taxes over 5 years. Same estates, different label. The top 1% master classification. Homes into farms, mansions into museum.
See, guys. So, but then when I'm telling you, when I'm saying something, it's like, what are you? See, 38 million. And guess what? Did you see the one for Trump? $220 something for his and you you even with the minimum wage, there's no way you pay tax of $200 a year. But guess what? Even with a single family home, there's no single. My smallest home that I have, the smallest 3-bedroom basic, which is like the first one that we bought, basic, the taxes is more than $5,000, and then it's paying $200, and then you are still. Trust me, it's within the tax code. It did not violate anything. They just said if you have chicken on your part of your land or you have animals, it becomes farmland. So he created a small place and he just put it as the for the goats and and guess what? Do you know how many millions? That's why middle class remains as middle class and the wealthy remains as ultra wealthy. Right? Andul is Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Bookie, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere. And Money Talk with Dr. Lina everywhere. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. And if you haven't followed, if you haven't subscribed, you need to. I don't know what we are doing, right? We are part of this community. We are one now, right? So there's no reason why this is my Instagram page. You'd see. So like this is the video I was telling everyone that it's going 1.6 million views right now. This particular video you see right here is 1.6 million in views, and it's less than 3 weeks, and it's still going. So yeah, right there. It's just and on my YouTube as well, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Subscribe to that. That has solid long form videos. I always talk about that every time. It's like free resources for free, like amazing resources that would help you, right? So this is what I talk about, tax advantages. You could save, and when I'm describing it, I saw it today and I'm like, I need to show it to everyone, like, so you understand. It could save you 30,000, 40,000. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's not, and it's within the tax code. Remember, it's the ultra wealthy and the most powerful. Those are the people that create this, that update these tax laws. So they make sure that they will take care of themselves, right? And keep, the normal people, the middle class that have no control, they put it and you pay more taxes. So tax benefit, that's why you would see people say, oh, I need to buy a property this year. Because the fact that you don't, so that I can bring it home so you understand. That down payment that you are looking for, that you said you don't have, you know that you can actually get that down payment for the next property just because you bought this property. Just so I can give you an idea. But guess what? You will pay that taxes normally. But because you now bought this property, now your tax payment is now your down payment for the next one. And you didn't do anything wrong. Nothing wrong. It's within the tax code. Just think about it. Yeah, everybody's complaining. The interest. The interest is too high. Okay. All right. Next. These are all the things I'm writing, giving it to my tax consultant. They're using it to, except you don't have W2 or you don't have, but if you have other businesses that you can use it, you can definitely. That's the beauty of real estate. That's why I said it's a wealth engine. It can make you run compared to ETF. ETF, even if you make losses, my 100,000 that I lost, that at some point I got angry. There's no point because the highest it can do is 3,000, and it has to be towards a capital gain of the same class that you can use it to charge it against every single year. How long is it going to take you to charge to get to 100,000? Maybe I would have grown more white. My hair would be white. In short, by the time I get my 100,000 back. So, but real estate, there's no, the limit is, yeah. Anyway, we get it. Let me not. Then we'll talk about it more in class as well. So if you haven't registered for the training, and I'm going to show us shortly, right? I'm going to show it. So, and then the last thing I want to say is the last part of it, right? To build wealth. Understand that money is not the goal. Financial freedom is the goal. If you keep chasing money, there are so many ways to make money, including what you are doing right now. You have done 6 hours and 21 minutes if you're in Central Time. That's what you have done. That's one way to make money. But that is not financial freedom. Financial freedom simply means you are making that exact money, but then you are not trading your time for money. You are not trading your time. You are still living your normal life, but you are still making the same income that we are just talked about, right? But note that financial freedom is the goal. Money is not the goal. Money is just the tool to enable you achieve financial freedom. Okay. So assets will cover your lifestyle. No dependency on paycheck, right? Because financial freedom, that's about financial freedom. It helps you to, asset will cover the lifestyle that you need, right? I always say that retirement is a form to retirement. Your retirement is not an age. It's not age. It's about when your income or when your assets can actually cover your bills or take care of your lifestyle. That's it. That's your financial freedom number. That's your retirement number. So you can decide to keep working after that, but you know that my lifestyle can still be will be taken care of with my asset. And that is retirement for you. And that's the part that a lot of people never get to, even at 65. That's why you see people at 60, they'll retire at 65, at 66, they are back in Walmart, greeting at the door, Yeah, that's what happened. So Olebs, Kenzo, Moto, Buki, Mayalistic Rivan. So basically, right, no dependency on paycheck, right? Working because you want to work, not because you have to work. Freedom is when your money works more than you do, right? You created millions of yourself. It now works more than you do, okay? So basically, I will just round up here. We round up here. Any question, and put one if okay, Aurelia said true. Great. Put one if you found value, right? You found value. Put 0, you did not find any value, or don't say anything. Put 1 if you have found value, or because basically building wealth the right way is what? 1, income. 2, emergency fund. 3, debt payoff. 4, having assets. Asset is divided into ETFs and real estate. And then lastly, that's how you get your financial freedom. For the asset, for the ETF, reason why I always say start with 500. Thank you. Yeah, for the reason why I always talk about start with ETF. ETF would help you stay consistent. It will help you drive discipline. It will help you get started. Unlike real estate can be a little bit intimidating because it requires time. And that's why I'm doing this free training this weekend. So if you haven't registered, I'll show you where it is now. One more time. So you find it on my bio here. Right there. So it takes you on TikTok. It will try to play you. If you want any other product, so that's my ebook is right there. If you still want a one-on-one, for people that always come to my DM to ask for a one-on-one, that's it right there. And then this is it. How to buy real estate in 90 days. 90 days is all that you need. It's different from ETF. ETF, you can buy it, open the account, buy it the same day or the next day, depending on the kind of account. That's it. And then you see it's $0. That $0 will change to 1,000 very soon. Once the class is full, or after the class, you see, because I'm going to do it one time, So that's it. You click on it, buy, and you get a welcome email. And then on top of that, there was an email that went out to everyone. Let me show on Instagram. So for people on Instagram, on Instagram, you find it just still the same way right here. You would see it right there. Next right there. Click on it and it's still the same thing. You find it. It's only on YouTube that I don't have right now. But if you send me, just send me just comment on any of my previous video, comment real estate, and you will get the link to it. I'll send you the link. Or just send me a message, or you can go on TikTok, or use the opportunity to follow on my YouTube or my Instagram channel and my TikTok channel, and you would also be able to sign in from there. Yeah, we have just limited spaces, and once the class is full, And I wanted to show the email that that went out. Where are you? Let me see. So you should have received an email. For those that have registered, you should have received an email from Money Talk with Dr. Lina saying 5 days to go. So there are two different Soleb said, does the email matches your name or a different name? The email will be Money Talk with Dr. Lina. The email that is coming is going to come from Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Otherwise, it's going to be next year. You know, just check Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Okay, then you should have gotten another email yesterday reminding you of 5 days to go. Okay, thank you so much for confirming that, Rella. Then you'll see in the email, you will see there are two links to two videos for you. Each of them is about 5 minutes. Please take take a few minutes to watch it, 1 and 2. Okay, and please take a notepad, and you know, while you're at it, and just get ready. It's like it's preparation for the class, right? How do I get the email? You should have got it. You did not get. Check your email from Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Check your spam if you do not have it. I mean, if it's not in your main box, check your spam, because it comes from next year. It's an automated email, but it's going to come as Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Yes, you should have it. Check on inside in your spam. If it might have just gone there, and you should get 2 emails now. And you will get another one tomorrow as well, just to remind you one more time. But those 2 videos, watch it and just get yourself ready. While you're at it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Or you can basically, I'd like that you have the email, because in the email, you have the Zoom link as well. The Zoom link for the class. All right? You should have the Zoom link for the class. Awesome. Great. Awesome. Any question? I'm just super pumped for the class that is coming. I am super pumped. If you are doing 1 hour days like this, then I'm just really looking forward to how that's going to great. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Olebs. And I mean, what the plan is, and correct, the plan is for us to have the class, the training, then we'll have maybe a few minute session to ask your questions, then we'll go another round again, just so, you know, people have specific questions and all of that. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. I'm in New York, don't know the time exactly. It's 8 p.m. No, it's going to be on Saturday. It's going to be 1 p.m. on Saturday Eastern, right? 1 p.m. Eastern. The time will be it's inside the invite. 1 p.m. and then on Sunday is 3 p.m. Because, you know, we have people outside of Nigeria, so we need to consider them. It's going to be like 10 p.m. their own time. Some people are in the UK, some people are in Africa. They're joining. They just also want to, you know, learn, because we'll probably also talk about people that how to still invest in the United States, even though, you know, you are not a resident, or, you know, all of those kind of things. So yeah, awesome. And thank you all for tapping out the live. Any question? And thank you. Really appreciate everyone for the birthday wishes. Yeah, I almost did not want to come to join today, but I'm like, I'm going to show up for my people. I'm going to show up. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I know that in case you have not, just go there and watch. It's Money Talk with Doctor. I've kept it easy. Money Talk with. Oh, hi Tammy. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, today is the birthday, but then the real celebration is on Saturday when we're in class. When I'm adding value, that's the real celebration. Thank you. Yeah, that's the real celebration when I'm able to, like, about 100 of us, or 50 or 70 or whatever the numbers. Yeah, I need to check what it is right now. Yeah, when we are in that class and we are able to, we are talking about real estate and everybody's learning and then learning. And, in 3 months we are buying houses. Then I'm excited. Yes, because now we'll probably have 50 more houses. Thank you so much, the P5. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So the training, one more time again, for those that have not registered. Do not say that I did not help you. Really, it's here. It's here, right there. Go, just follow that link. If you want any other product, you want a one-on-one, you want the ebook, you find it there as well. So those that always come to my DM, Dr. Lina, you have it right there. Everything, any new whatever, I'll put it right there. Any question, and I really appreciate the birthday wishes. And please go on my YouTube channel. Let us subscribe. I have how many people right now? And Olebs, I know some people have already subscribed already. Motto, Olebs, Rufy, Buki, Tammy, Mary, Myalistic Rivena. You guys have just been absolutely amazing today. Yeah, let us all go to my YouTube channel, please. And while you are there, watch those 2 videos. Do not miss out on it. I tell you, it's going to help you in the class. It's going to help you. But while you are there, subscribe to the channel as well. EST for the class, that's going to be 1 p.m. on Saturday, 3 p.m. on Sunday. But the time, it even has it in the email, right? Because we have people joining from Africa, we have people joining from Europe, yeah, from the Middle East as well. Okay, thank you so much for subscribing. I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. You didn't get the email? Okay, let me, can you send me a DM with your email? If you can just send me a DM with your email, I'll just send it manually to you. That's the first. Yeah, okay. Send me a DM because your what's it called is there. Your Zoom link is there. Everything is there. Then I'm going to also send you also get another reminder tomorrow. But let's just make sure that your Zoom link is, you already have, everybody has their Zoom link, right? Everybody got their Zoom link. Did we all get our Zoom link? If there's anybody with that issue, I just want to make sure. If you got the email, then you have the Zoom link. Oh, thank you so much for that. Yeah, if you got your email there. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you so much for the Go Popular Ify. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for the gift. Thank you all for the birthday wishes today. You guys you just made my day absolutely amazing. So you can already see the birthday go. I always like I love my, I'm the only one in my family that nobody can forget my birthday. Thank you so much. Amen. Yeah, nobody can forget my birthday. That's how much I sang so much about my birthday that and they're all everywhere across the world, everywhere. So they will never forget my birthday. Even they forget their own birthday, they will never forget because I've traumatized them. Yeah. All right, guys. It's so good. Yeah, okay. So I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on my birthday. And then we hang out even bigger and better on Saturday. Yes, all right. I love you guys. Ensure that your money is working harder than you do. Love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, all loves. All right. Have a good one. Bye. Bye. Bye bye, my YouTube family. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging in here with me today. Well, have a good one. Bye.